Mr. Tyree, I want to tell you, you are the funniest man alive. Of all of the people in show business, you are my favorite. And I know what to do with that bad ankle of yours. I'll tape it up. Tape will make it feel better. Mr. Tyree, let me just say, it is an honor for me to give you a massage.
Hey, David Tyree. Fancy meeting you here, huh? What a coincidence. It's not really a coincidence, David. I'm doing an HBO special, and I'd just love to have you in it.
By the way, Mr. Tyree, if you like Mexican food, hey, I know a great place.
David, can you hear me? I'll tell you, David, the show, it's going to be the biggest thing. Well, be the second biggest thing.
I had lunch there today. I had refried beans. And those beans were so good. I just couldn't stop eating them refried beans. Just one more piece, and I'll be all set. Now I'll get that in.
David Tyree, they told me you was here. I just had to come by and say hi. Hey, man, I love you. Matter of fact, everybody love you. You just keep taking care of yourself. We want you around for a long time. You're the best, baby. The best.
Hey, Mr. T, Rodney Dangerfield.
You the worst, baby. The worst. Hey, David, I'll be at your show tonight. I can't wait.
Hey, I'll be there, too. Maybe I'll see you there, huh?
Yeah. Thanks for the warning. I pity the fool.
Okay, Mr. Tyree. It's time for your steam.
Oh, come on, David. Do the show, will you? Say yes, say yes.
I can't say yes, Rodney. I have an agent. You gotta talk to him. I gotta get going. I have a show to do.
Oh, come on. Forget your agent. It's a really big show. Come on, let's shake hands on it. Shake hands, shake hands.
Rodney, that's not my hand.
Sorry, wow. Hey, David, you're quite a guy.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? David Tyree!
Thank you. That was nice. Thank you very much. You heard him introduce me as Tyree. That's my name, but everybody calls me Folgers because I'm dark and rich. You women can call me Coffee because I grind so fine. I feel good. I know I look like shit, but I feel good. I do feel good. I've been taking vitamins. I don't know if they help, but my pee sure is pretty. Won't find that color in your crayon box. Y'all look good, too, most of you. Some of you motherfuckers are ugly. I'm sorry I said motherfucker. That's why black people can't host game shows. Never can tell when motherfucker's coming out. Spin the wheel, motherfucker! Good to be back in California. California is the best place to live. Nice day today, wasn't it? Beautiful day. I feel sorry for all the people that died early this morning. Hell, they missed the whole day. They're probably stiffening up by now. We are strange out here. We're so used to calling somebody on the phone and a machine picking it up. If they're home, scare the shit out of you. Yeah, well, you go, Jesus, I didn't know you were there. Forgot what I was going to say. I'll call you back. Saw something silly today, only in California. Somebody put an alarm on a Yugo. That's like peeing in the wind, ain't it? Saw something today made me happy. Caught myself smiling. I saw a Japanese bum. I I say there is a God. Look at this guy. Get a job, asshole. Got a little pissed off today. Let me tell you what happened. You let me know if I was out of line. I'm riding down the freeway. I'm going about 85 miles an hour. Why? I got shit to do. But I get pissed. I get pissed because in the next lane, there's some woman going 85. She looked over at me, reached over and locked her door. What is that all about? Do I look like Elastic Man? What the hell is happening here? Did my good deed for the day. I caught a handicapped guy trying to park in one of our spots, and I kicked his ass. I did it for you. Tried to get away in that wheelchair, you son of a... I rolled him a half a block. Burn up his hands trying to stop that damn thing. Did y'all see in the paper today where midgets have to stop using tampons? They keep stepping on the string. I don't want you young men in the room to make the same mistake I made. I retired from age 25 to 40. I just said, shit, I ain't doing nothing. Now I gotta work till I drop dead. But that kind of upsets me because in the paper, again, that's where I was, I saw the life expectancy of a black man in America is 63 years old. I want to know why in the hell am I paying Social Security? Some old white man in Miami cashing my check. I used to do a lot of drugs back in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. All right, my kind of crowd. I like y'all. I stopped, though. I had to. Not because I wanted to. I just couldn't get any more of the shit. But I still drink. Thank God we got laws and taxes on alcohol so we can drink. I like to drink for a couple of reasons. Number one, when I'm drunk, my car runs a lot smoother. The other reason I like to drink, I like to change my personality. Ain't no sense in walking around being the same asshole all the time. Get drunk, be somebody else. Is anybody here besides me going to bed so drunk when you wake up, you're surprised you're still alive? So drunk you slept in your clothes, on the floor, you get up with rug prints in your face, and a pack of cigarettes in every pocket. And you don't even smoke. It happens to me a lot. And you know when you get shit-faced like that and you get home, what's the first thing on your mind? Okay, second thing. You get hungry, you want to eat something. But you can't cook. You try to cook, you may burn the house down. Because you do dumb things drunk. You'll fry oatmeal. Hey, sit down, bitch. I ain't got time to boil this shit. I got to eat. I came home the other day, I was damn near horizontal. I'm coming through the yard, stepping over invisible shit, too. Hey, you feel real stupid when that leg pops, too. I was so drunk, I ordered $3,000 worth of shit from that home shopping club. I was a little hungry, too, so I ate a great big old 5-pound brick of Velveeta cheese. You know when you're home drunk like that, you don't use silverware. I was leaning over the sink, shoving that cheese in. I had cheese up on my eyebrows. I've been feeling kind of sluggish ever since. Cheese don't move quite like it should. You can put a quart of prune juice on top of cheese. It ain't going nowhere. Getting old is neat, though. You learn things when you get old. I'm so old I can remember when crack was a sexual reference. You got caught smoking crack when I was a kid, you was in big trouble. You do. I know the young men in this room don't think you learn anything, because you think right now you know it all. You don't know shit from shampoo. When you get older, you learn there are times when you should just be quiet. Let me give you a good example. Say you get on an elevator. There's a man standing there in his underwear. He's got a machete in one hand and a big booger hanging out of his nose. You should be quiet. There ain't a whole lot you can say to this man. He got other shit on his mind. Just hope you ain't going to the same floor as this guy. Now, when I said booger, a lot of you people out there went, oh, Jesus, why do you have to bring up a booger? Boogers scare people. I have no idea why, but people are afraid of boogers. You could rob a bank with a booger. You can go, hey, give me the money, asshole. Give me the fucking money. Hey, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Hey, hey. Take the money. Don't touch me with that booger. And the police come and say, well, was he armed? He had a booger. It's not my goddamn money. Another way to tell you're getting old is if you're walking around the house naked and your wife looks at you and says, damn it, put your clothes on. You're scaring the fish. Look at them fish. You know everything's magnified in that tank. But the best way to tell you're getting old is if you're sitting on the toilet and your nuts are hanging in the water. My name is David Tyree. Thank you.